One day ago, Juniper walks the street of DC. She has been looking for alternate ways on how to gather melanin. Juniper and the other Yitras enjoy the hunt of picking men with melanin, but their addiction has grown worse. The Yitra are getting better at hunting the men down, but the amount of men they can consume is not enough. Also, the quality of the men they seek is lacking, and their exposure is becoming dangerous. Juniper has no idea of how to pull and engage quality black men, but wants the rush of something worthwhile. Merely consuming a regular black man for the purpose of melanin feels good, but it's not as satisfying as it was initially when she got her first high. Juniper and the other Yitras needed help to fulfill their needs. Juniper and the other Yitra are feeling the symptoms of withdrawal. Her teeth begin to chatter. Her skin is itchy. And Juniper is anxious. Just as the waves of withdrawal are getting worse, Juniper notices an extravagant woman with long, straight hair that has just finished talking to a man. Juniper sees that the woman wears many physical features that are unnatural to her body. Her hair texture does not seem to match. The woman's hair stretches all the way back to the bottom of her back. The nails seem fake, and her breast and butt are gigantic. Juniper can use her vision to see the unnatural chemicals and material behind her breast and buttocks. The busty woman is in high heels and walks in a weird fashion that seems strange. The busty woman makes it a point to keep her back in a curve to accentuate her buttocks. Juniper imagines that the woman is very uncomfortable. The woman has men gawking and honking their car horns at her. One of the men hits another vehicle while gazing at the woman. Men seem to be very comfortable coming up to her and pursuing her. Juniper can see and feels the melanin pulsing through the woman's body. Juniper wants to feed on this woman. Juniper approaches her.
Hello. I wish I could be like you.
First off, my name is Keisha. And why do you want to be like me?
Juniper steps to her.
I want to be able to attract the black men like you can attract the black men.
Keisha begins to giggle.
Honey, I don't divulge any of my secrets without proper payment.
Juniper is unsure what Keisha means by proper payment.
What type of payment do you want?
Keisha is taken back by Juniper's naivety and begins to strut around.
Do you see me? I have the best. I want the best. And I deserve the best.
Keisha starts pointing to all of her items.
You see this purse? You see my clothes? You see my shoes? You see my hair? You see my ass? And do you see my breasts? Nothing but the best. Honey, it don't get no better than this.
Juniper is impressed with the confidence that Keisha possesses regarding her fake appearance and figures that Keisha will be the perfect person to teach her and the other Yitras how to attract and bring them quality men. Juniper was a bit taken back regarding the forms of payment that Keisha articulated. Juniper assumed that she would have asked for something less fleeting and that could be passed down from generation to generation, such as the tools to excellent health and living for centuries, an endless energy source, or large supplies of the most precious metals in the universe. But Keisha does not inquire about any of these types of things. Juniper figures that she may have to renegotiate with Keisha once Keisha finds out exactly what she is. Juniper then asks Keisha where she will be tomorrow. Keisha expresses that she will be getting some coffee at the shop behind them tomorrow morning at 11 a.m. and that Juniper should not keep her waiting. Keisha had recently lost her mid-level job for a nonprofit company and was now pursuing her side job more fervently to maintain her income as an escort. Keisha tries her best to attract high-priced clientele and will often post ads on the internet specifying her preference for white clientele, but this works sparingly. Keisha's features attract black men, but she had a homegirl named Sarah that got all the high-priced white clientele that Keisha desired. Sarah is a skinny woman with smooth, dark skin, who wears her natural hair and kept her natural tone and physical appearance. Sarah's image feeds into the exotic African model. Keisha became jealous of Sarah and had tried to call up Sarah's white clients to offer services, but taste rejection. Keisha is a caramel-skinned girl and is depressed that she cannot receive the adoration that Sarah has. So Keisha decides she needs people to celebrate her and ventures into the particular areas. Keisha makes constant attempts to latch on to professional athletes in hopes of getting pregnant or getting married by one of the ballers. But her thirst for attention is too evident and her temperament is unstable. Keisha has been discarded by many of the athletes and celebrities after sexual liaisons, and she becomes a commonplace sexual encounter for many of the highly paid men that are staples of the VIP life in clubs. She is passing from one baller to another. She becomes a creature of the night, as a regular in the nightlife and club environment. Her plans have failed, and she starts noticing that younger versions of herself are starting to get favor ahead of her in the clubs and night scene. Keisha is in her mid-30s and has 2 kids that she bore from an incarcerated drug dealer in her mid-20s. When Keisha meets Juniper, Keisha feels that there is something new and refreshing about her, a change of pace that her life needs and desires. When Juniper tells Keisha that she wants to meet, Keisha has no idea of what to expect, but feels it is going to be different and her life needs something else, whatever it is going to be. The next day, Juniper appears to Keisha with a real Louis Vuitton purse, Brazilian hair, and $10,000 in cash. Keisha's eyes become real wide and teary.
Oh my God. Where did you get all this material from? This stuff costs a fortune.
Juniper smiles.
Oh, I have my way.
Keisha is happy. She now has money to pay her bills and car note, and more than enough to flaunt and show off.
Well, I have a room. Come upstairs with me so I can show you my tricks.
They enter Keisha's apartment, which is junky and unkempt. Keisha's expensive clothes and random high heels are laying out all over the place. Keisha's son and daughter are playing with their video games in the living room.
Get your asses in your room. And when I leave, you niggas better clean up all of my shit. This is ridiculous.
Keisha's kids hurriedly grab their stuff and run into the other room. Juniper is unsure of what she is seeing, but it seems that to Juniper that Keisha does not view her children as a priority. Juniper is unsure of how she should feel about that, but at least Keisha is helping her, and that is most important. Keisha grabs her laptop and starts typing. Juniper is curious about Keisha's typing. Keisha smiles.
Well, the first thing we have to do is get you an account on Facebook, Instagram, Tinder, Black People Meet, Vine, and all the other social network sites.
Keisha links Juniper to all of the club lists and VIP lists she receives invites from and messages. Juniper pulls out her phone flooded with notices of an assortment of parties at clubs and lounges. Juniper is even receiving messages for sex parties and orgies. Keisha begins to show her how to take pictures. She has Juniper pose, showing cleavage and her butt protruding. Juniper thinks this is silly, but gets entertainment from all the things Keisha has her doing. Juniper watches as her inbox fills immediately with black men wanting to be her friend on the various sites and talk to her. Keisha observes the influx.
You see how thirsty these niggas is for ass?
Observes Keisha. Juniper checks the Facebook site and can see the multiple likes for her. So Keisha goes a step further and asks Juniper to some escort sites. Juniper keeps observing Keisha and wants to feed on Keisha, but she cannot. At this point, Keisha is way too valuable and has the ability and the means to deliver the men with melanin in an abundant amount. Juniper asks Keisha if she can do this for her and her other 50 sisters. Keisha says that she and a couple of her other female friends would not mind setting up the relationships with the men as long as Juniper keeps delivering on the good life. Juniper finds it weird that Keisha does not care about the reasons of why the Yeechers want the black men, and is never curious about what they intend to do with the men and how they are going to handle the men. The lack of empathy is striking. Juniper casually hopes that Keisha does not mind how she and her family uses the black men. But if she does, she will have to get rid of her.